Hello, everyone. It is me, and I'm back. I'm posting for the first time in a very long time. I spent about 6 months on the road with my daughter. We couch surfed and friend hopped and visited family that we hadn't seen in a while. We pretty much took advantage of my husband being on deployment, and we didn't want to stay where we were, so we chose to just get in the car and head out. So it was pretty fun doing some journaling along the way. I'm happy to be settling back into a permanent place though. I chose the word indomitable for my 2019 word of the year. I have never really been on that wagon of choosing a word, but we were watching The House with the Clock in Its Walls, and because I am a bookworm and I love all that fantasy, fun, spooky kind of stuff, I just loved everything about that movie and I wanted to use that word. And I think it's perfect for this year too. So I know the screen is kind of bright right now, so you can't see. I was erasing the pencil because it was a little too dark and I wanted to write over it with my pen, but I didn't want too much lead to still be there, so that's what was happening a second ago. So I'm making my key. This is actually my first true bullet journal. As I was traveling and road tripping everywhere, I just couldn't really think about carrying all the giant planners that I have been using for the past few years. I've had a business planner, a project planner, a personal planner. I just had so much going on and I kind of had to figure out a way to organize that a little better. And I had my Rustico Made Traveler's Notebook, and I started to just kind of play with using the dot grid and see what I could do, and I started to really enjoy it, and now I'm kind of thinking that I might be a bullet journal girl. So I'm really diving in and trying it instead of setting up a whole ring planner like I had before. So you'll see a lot of changes here. I'm gonna make this really about fitness and about myself and my year. I'm still gonna have my business planner outside of the bullet journal, but I'm really loving this whole system. This is new to me and amazing. I'm loving it. This design here, I wanted to do Art Deco because I love Art Deco, but this particular motif is on the side of a building that I love in Los Angeles. It's called the Wiltern. It's one of my favorite little kind of intimate concert venues. I'm also always a tiny bit homesick. I'm from LA and I miss it so much. I love LA. I'm always going to be an LA woman, but I don't live there anymore, and I try to keep things around that remind me of home as much as I can. So this page, I'm sure it looks familiar to you. It's all over the place right now. Everybody's going crazy over it on Instagram and in Facebook groups and everything. This is the Amanda Rach Lee cheat sheet. I saw her video and I was blown away. Like, I've been watching her videos for a long time, even though I wasn't gonna use a bullet journal, because I just like seeing the way she organizes things, and I like hearing the way she explains kind of like her thought process behind her planning and things like that. This cheat sheet was kind of a game changer for me because I've been wanting to try bullet journaling, and the main thing that was always holding me back was the thought of drawing out every single chart and drawing out every single week and thinking that is just not going to work for me. I don't have time for that. I had all the excuses that you've heard from a lot of people. But I started using my Rustico Made journal that had a dot grid, and I started realizing that the dot grid made things so much easier. Like, I'm drawing lines faster, and it helps me design things faster too. So I started to slowly understand a little more about why people were doing it, and then when I saw her cheat sheet, I was like, whoa. So um, I started doing that, and I really think this year is going to be all bullet journal. It might just be forever. Um, this is a pretty good example on this page because I love the Art Deco, and I kept telling myself, oh, I would love to design like a whole Art Deco theme. But then the thought of trying to get that intricacy and make all those lines, I was just like, that's not going to happen. But the bullet journal, the dot grid, it just makes everything so much easier and more possible, and it kind of just starts happening. You just start drawing lines and connecting dots, and it just ends up being cool. I don't know. I only completed one of these during the first recording, and I was watching a YouTube video from I Like Wei Li, and she was using a black label maker with white text, and I just freaking loved it. I thought it looked so cool. And then I saw other people like Amanda Rachel using the white gel pen over black. So I tried that for the header, and I ended up waiting a little while because my white pen wasn't working so great over that. So you'll see it complete at the end of the video, but I just decided not to record writing or filling all of that in at the time that I was filming. So my thought process behind this page, the fast 5 things to buy, I kind of just made a couple of different categories, and I'm thinking, okay, so if I give myself a few minutes to quickly write down 5 things that I need in each category for this year, I can get my wish list going, and I can also hopefully be, responsible about what I'm adding to it. Since I'm trying to think of it fast, hopefully they would be things that I actually need. We'll see if I can actually make that happen. But I have some goals that I want to achieve and things that I really want for my business, so that's going to go there. And this page is quickly becoming an Art Deco themed birthday spread, and I was debating on how to do a birthday spread because I really wanted to just kind of write down everybody's birthday, but I was stumped creatively and I couldn't think of anything that I wanted to do. And then thanks to Instagram, I'm just scrolling and I see this beautiful, beautiful spread by the journalist, and I'll put a link below for that. I was just in love with this birthday spread that they posted, so I just changed the flowers to match my skill level and also to match my Art Deco theme. So these flowers here were obviously pretty easy to draw, just a bunch of straight lines, and I used a mason jar to make the circle because I've got 2 sizes in one. The mason jar lid, that made it pretty easy. And then every time you kind of mess up a little bit, you just have to make a thicker line, right? That's just the name of the game, thicker line. So I love that page. This page is my fitness goals. Fitness is a big part of my life. I spent a long time working in the fitness industry. This page is going to just be my goals. It's not going to be any tracking yet or anything else like that. It's just going to be some journaling about what I really want to accomplish this year. This logo is from the Los Angeles Athletic Club. Of course, that's in LA. It is an antique building that I love. It's beautiful. If you have the chance to look it up, just look at some pictures. This place is gorgeous. It's still a gym, but they also have events, and there's a cool bar in there. It's just awesome. My husband and I were supposed to get married there. We had it all planned out, but then his deployment kept him somewhere, so we couldn't have our wedding after all, which ended up being fine because we eloped and we got to spend a week at the LA Athletic Club instead of just a few hours for a wedding. And we used all that money to get the things that we need. So We don't have any regrets, but I still have a deep love for this location. It's beautiful, antique, it's a gym, it's everything about us. So we met at the gym, and we're both gym rats, so that's pretty much one of my favorite places ever in Los Angeles. So I wanted to use their logo in my fitness page, and I'm probably going to add my usual fitness spread in here, the one that I use to log my workouts and mark my meals and things like that. So that's going to be making an appearance later on, and I'm probably going to use my Rustico Made Traveler's Notebook to house my workout routine and my log, because I don't think I'm going to put that in my bullet journal. But that's that. So here is a fast flip through of what is now starting off my bullet journal. Indomitable. I love the word. I'm actually excited to open my book now. I filled in my key and my tasks and all my little symbols, and my New Year's resolution page, if you want to call it that. I'll fill out my index. Now this is what my future log looks like with all of the numbers written in and everything. I love the vintage look of it because that's just my thing. I love anything rustic, old, vintage, antiques, everything I love. Finally got that white pen to work a little better. My birthday spread. So I'm looking forward to this year and making it awesome. Everything's going to be new this year. There's so much going on. I feel the progress on its way, and I hope you all feel the same way too. Thanks for looking.